Hello, everyone. So, sorry about that. Sorry, just having a little issue on my side. So, let me switch over my camera real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. So, welcome to our show tonight. So, we're going to do some ghost box sessions here in a couple of minutes. So, if anybody wants to participate in the sessions, just type up your questions up on the screen and we'll go. I'll ask the questions. I was waiting for somebody else to join in, but I don't think that they're going to join in tonight, but that's okay. Um, so let me let me go ahead and just switch over cameras to the other session. I'm going to play a couple of little intros real quick, and then we'll get the show started. So just wanted to do a little meditation session. So if you can think up any questions while we're doing the show or before we start the session, just go ahead and feel free to type those in. All right. So let me pull a couple of things up and let me switch the camera real quick and then we'll get started. Sorry, the software is just the software I was using prior to the show starting. Everything was working great, but I just wasn't going to be able to use the chat on here. So that's why I switched software real quick and just having a little bit of issues. But hey, we'll get through it.
The Witch's Circle. Across the valley, deep into the forest, there is a place called the Witch's Circle. It's filled with mystical powers and the sounds of witches summoning spirits of the night, dancing and casting their witches' spells under the moon around the fire. This is where I found my lady. Such a beautiful woman. My dream has come true. But she was so dark and evil in how she pleased you. She could see right through you when you lied. There is nothing a man can do once her spells have touched you. Once her black magic enters inside you, you're through. Her long black nails will scratch lines down your back, while her long black hair softly touches you. It's a witch's ritual. So mote it be. She has you. She owns you. She stole you. She will torture you all day and night. She'll keep you locked inside, feeding you her witches too. There's nothing a man can do once her spells enter inside you. You can run or hide. She'll find you every time. She will torture you. She will play with your mind, telling you everything is fine. And she'll tell you that you are now mine. So mote it be. Never disobey her. Give her everything she desires. She will drive you up the wall, then ask you for more. You can't run. You can't hide. She'll find you every time. She'll torture you and play with your mind. The witch's circle is the worst thing a man can ever find.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the ghost box. We're gonna do the first. We're gonna use the wooden box that you see in front of us. That's gonna have echo effects. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and we'll get started. Is there anybody here that would like to communicate with us tonight? Somebody said me. Can you give us your name, please?
Show it's just strictly because I've known him.
So I heard Daniel and Pierce. How can we help you tonight? There's also a female that came through. Who was? Can you tell us your name, please? Lisa. Lisa, how can we help you? We're having a group session. I know that you can't see other people that are here, but we're doing a remote session with a bunch of other people. So that's what we're doing here. There's a lot of people trying to speak. Somebody said, I know. Can you try to speak one at a time, please? Xavier, how can we help you? Can you tell us what day it is?
Come to me.
Well, that was creepy. Come to you. Who just said that?
Watching you.
You're watching me? Who's the little girl that came through a minute ago? Can you give us a name, please? Somebody just said dead. How did you die? So when I was setting up the box earlier, I was getting a lot of weird, crazy responses earlier. And it seems like it's continuing, which is awesome. So if you guys want to join in, please feel free. There's been a lot of things going on here lately. Can you tell us what's happening or how I can help you? That sounded like Melissa. Who's Melissa? Or somebody else just said, "Come here." Seems like that's the topic of the night. People want us to come to them. How can we help you if we don't know where you are? Can you tell us where you are? You said in here? Where is this? Okay, now you just said Christ.
Where's that? What's that?
So there's been a man, a little girl, and a woman here in this location. And the little girl said, "Come to me," but I need to know your name and where you're hiding or where you are, so I could come to you.
I'm here.
So now a male just said, "I'm here." All right, guys, I'm just getting like really anxious right now. I'm sorry, just the energy is so heavy in here right now. That's why I just got a little quiet. So I'm just trying to adjust and try to figure out what's happening and just kind of trying to loosen up and just let my body kind of adjust, see what else I can feel. There's normally a little girl that comes to me and asks me to help her. It's happened quite a few times in here. And I just heard Whitney. All right, there's also a female here, an older female. Can you come over and touch me if you're standing behind me? I'm getting really bad tingling sensation on my hands. No, I'm careful. I'm pretty well protected, so. We'll do this session for a couple of more minutes, and then we'll take a little break. Then we'll start a different session. It's just been a little crazy so far. Is there anybody that wants to help me out here? Somebody said chat. Okay, there was somebody that said Melissa, and then a female respondent said sleep. Once again, what? Seems like every time I speak, there's always a response. Who's the mail that's coming through? Are you at peace?
Wait.
Yeah, I'm going to end the session in about 30 seconds. But I'm going to end the session. All right, guys, that was pretty intense. Sorry, I just had to take a breath. I'm going to bring on Eric Van Leer real quick.
How you doing?
Doing good. It's kind of crazy over here.
Yeah, I heard some of the responses. So I'm a little out of breath. I just had some I'm at a just a small gathering for a TV show that I'm on that just came out. I just had some buffalo wings that are hotter than Carolina Reaper. But yeah, it's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records. But yeah, you were getting some crazy responses. And we both saw it. One of the crazy things is I started chatting with you in private chat, and that's right when the spirit box said chat. I don't know how it knows, but you saw that. So
No,
that,
yeah, that was pretty funny.
are you in the garage or next door?
No, I'm in the garage.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna step outside real quick.
No worries. So I'm gonna, um, yeah, just go back on private chat. I'm gonna probably go back. We'll do, just take a minute, just recuperate, and then,
Actually,
hold on one second.
are you going to talk about what we experienced?
Hold on. So fill you in. Let's see. So basically, hold on one second. Trying to. So basically, the location that I live was part of the Church of Science. Back in the Church of Science was took over this property. They were here in the late 50s until the early 80s. That's when my my landlord bought the property. So her and her husband lived here until he passed. After he passed, she moved out and she bought another property up the street. So she rented out this property. Um, as soon as I moved in, started experiencing um, a man, a woman, and a little girl. The man and the little girl I was experiencing quite a bit. The little girl has, ever since I started building boxes here, she's turned on a couple of boxes. And all of a sudden, she was saying, "I'm over here." I'd go over, check the box, and the sound was coming from the box. Walk over to the box, look, and it's powered off. So I opened up the box. Well, maybe the amp somehow on the inside of the box is on, and nope, that was off. So I left the room, and then she said, "Come back," and I went back. There was nobody there. Um, so I walked over to the landlord's house, talked to her, and said, "Has anybody ever experienced anything in the house?" And she kind of said, "Why? What happened?" And so I kind of filled her in, and she asked me what the male looked like. I described him, and she just had like a smirk on her face, and she said, "Go look at the picture over on the credenza." I walked over, and that was him, and that was Rex's husband. And she said, "No, somebody else's." The last tenant said the same thing. Um, and she said, "Do you smell cigarette smoke?" And I said, "All the time." And she said, "Yeah, that's him." So, and then the little girl, she told me about the little girl that passed on the property. And then the female that I saw a few times, that was the old property owner of the Church of Science. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So that's the background of this property. I do box sessions here. I mean, in the garage, only in the garage or in the backyard, where there is a tombstone in the backyard. It is from an animal. I let's just hope anyway. Um, but yeah, there's like a little. It's kind of weird how it's set up. It almost looks like a cemetery, right, Eric?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
that
We had some interesting experiences.
so yeah, Eric's experienced the little girl and the woman here. So um yeah, so that's pretty much it. But I mean, for us doing a box session here tonight, this is the first time I'm doing a live session. I'm going to do these every weekend, every Saturday at the same time. So um, feel free to join in. And like I said, we're going to do another session here. I'm going to do another quick meditation. So I'm going to go off camera. I will play some music again, and then we'll start up on the next session. So let me just pull up. I'm going to switch cameras again real quick, and then play some music, and then we'll switch back. Sorry, I'm just jumping all over the place on here. So if you guys can think of any questions before we start up the session, feel free to just type them up, and then I'll pull them up, and then we can ask those questions as we're going along. The Church of Science. I'll do a search real quick. So I just put in it's what I found online is I just posted it up on the chat. I'm just going to lower down the music a little bit and let it play in the background. So during the Ghost Box session, we did here fairly recently was we were hearing well, during the box session, I was getting a lot of weird feelings, and a little bit of my background is I am very sensitive since I was a kid. I don't believe to be, a psychic, a medium, anything like that, but I do get a lot of impressions, and I can do, I guess, remote viewing of locations. So anyway, I was getting an impression of there was like a lot of torture and pain, and I don't want to say molestations, but there was something happening with the kids here. And I believe that there was some type of torturing is what I was picking up on the impressions. And yeah, so we did a ghost box session, and everything that I just described, we were getting responses on the ghost box. All the responses that we were asking, like what happened on this property, There was a kid came on and said hurt, pain, and a male came on and said torture, and there was some other things that were happening, and then we were hearing pounding, which sounded like it was coming from underground. So, and the weird thing is on the property there's these pipes coming out from down, like irrigation pipes, but they're coming up from down underground. Why they're there, I have no idea. But yeah, it was kind of creepy. So that was another little story I had to fill in. All right, so I guess what after this song is over, I'll turn on the other box, and this box isn't going to have any echo. It's going to be just pretty clear responses. You'll hear um, maybe a little bit. There's not going to be very much static like on the other box either, um, but we should get some pretty good replies on that box. I'm using like two different boxes. I built them both. So um, if anybody has any questions about ghost boxes or anything, feel free to ask. Um, no, I don't get scared of living here. It's just kind of like one of those things you kind of get used to it. You hear voices at night, whatever. During the day, you might hear footsteps or see shadows, things like that. But it's really not scary. The weird thing is just I think working in when I'm working in the garage, and I kind of converted it to a little studio. Um, but when I'm working in here, and then voices start happening, usually I'll turn on a ghost box and do a session because somebody's trying to get my attention. So sometimes I'll record those sessions, and I posted a couple of them on my YouTube channel. You can check those out at the Pair Awakening if you look up that channel. Um, yeah, you'll see some pretty cool videos. On the black mirror that you see here, during the box session, I turned out the lights in the garage and lit a candle, and a female came on, and I was trying to say, trying to see where she was, and how can I validate that somebody's actually in the garage with me? And I said, "Do you see anything?" And she said, "Fire in the mirror." Um, and then I was like, "Wait, the only fire that's here is the candle." So I blew out the candle, and then she said, "Gone, fire's gone." So I relit the candle, and yeah, so it was kind of there was some other responses, but I just thought fire in the mirror was really really crazy. And then when I blew it out, it was she said, "Gone, it's gone." Yeah, that was kind of gave me validation if somebody was here with me. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna start up the other box, and then we'll get started. So let me go ahead and fire that up.
Should I?
We already have a female. I just heard a little girl's name or little girl's voice. Who's here with us?
Watching you.
You're watching me? Who's all watching us? Who's all here?
Here?
Yes, who's here? And the camera's like going kind of crazy too. It's like going out of focus for some weird reason. Is somebody over by the camera? Somebody over by the radio? Do you see the bird on the by the radio? Can you touch that? Did somebody see the skull on top of the radio move?
Was he?
Is the little girl still here with us? Now that was a woman's voice.
With
Cheschini.
Little girl, are you in some type of trouble? Are people trying to hurt you? That sounds like an old woman. I've never been able to get the little girl's name at all.
Option.
well,
When were you born? Can you tell me how old you are? Yeah, I'm not sure how she passed either. That was kind of kept a secret. Nobody really knows.
cold.
Are you cold? Did you die from leukemia or any type of illness like that? Oh, that was creepy. It's gotten a little quiet. Is anybody preventing you from speaking? That sounded like a little whisper. Were your parents mean to you? Did they not take care of you? Little girl, if you're still here, where do you live? Can you move the necklace that's hanging on the mirror? Can you talk to us?
Music.
Do you guys notice that the light or the candle in the mirror changes colors?
Wait.
That's kind of weird.
There.
And it looks like it's rotating. Can you talk to us? Is somebody preventing you from talking to us? Sound like the old lady, you said Gina. Who's Gina? The camera keeps on going out of focus. No, there's nothing set up with changing color lights. That's just really strange. I'm not going to mess with it. It's just really crazy. All right, now it's just gone dead. Excuse the pun.
One.
Is there anybody else that would like to communicate with us? Is the little girl still here with us? Or the old woman?
Minute.
Who's in this room? Can you tell me my name? No, the mirror, it's just a black mirror. So basically it's just a black piece of it's black glass. And if you look into the mirror, you'll see a reflection, but that's about it. Are you in, little girl, are you in heaven? Are you with God?
Forward.
Sounds like she's trying to come through, but something's holding her back. I just heard her voice again.
Die.
All right, there was just a male voice. I said die. Who do you want to die?
Nobody.
Nobody?
Escapes.
Nobody escapes. From what? Who are you hiding, or who are you not letting escape, or who are you holding hostage? Are you holding the little girl back?
Teaching.
Teaching? Who are you teaching? Sound like they said Jan. Can you give me your name, please? Who needs to escape? All right, so when I read who needs to escape, and the old woman says, I do. I don't know if you heard that when I was speaking, but that's what I heard. So who's Jan? That was the same woman's voice. Starting to feel drained. So who's draining my energy? Are you using my energy to talk? How can we help you, Jan? All right, guys, I'm gonna have to end the session here soon. I'm just getting really drained. And then we could just maybe just sit here and talk for a minute. Let me go ahead and power this down. Sorry, I was just getting really drained.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Take your books. Don't come back, Professor. Come on. You don't think that I had any correction. You're Rikers College. Goodbye.
Your mic's really
Am I
low.
on?
Yeah.
Let me go back. Let me go outside. Sorry, I didn't know I was going to go.
So, I don't know. I don't know what that. Let me pull this out. So if you look at the mirror, it's yeah, it's well, that was weird. So yeah, there's really there's nothing there. So there's no lights. So yeah, I don't know what it is. That's just really weird. Um, I don't know what that circle was. I don't know if it was from the candle. I have no idea. That was just really freaky. Yeah, sorry. I just got a little drained there. So let's see. Anyway, no, I've never seen that before. So I don't know what that was. That was just really strange. Um, I'm sorry, I'm just at a loss right now. Um, and like I said, I'm just feeling really drained. Tonight's energy was just, it was pretty intense. Hearing that many voices come through, I don't know if it's just with the intent that we had, and with everybody else's energy, even though you were virtual, that might have had something to do with it. It's going to be, I mean, I would start up another session. I'm just really, um, I don't know if I'm really up to it right now. Just because it's just the energy is just like crazy, and I'm, I just don't feel comfortable to continue. Unfortunately, um, let me see. Really, I didn't. So I'm going to show this real quick. Um, I didn't hear that. I don't know if it was because, I was not focused in on the session. Um, but no, I didn't hear that. Um, that's pretty interesting. Hold on one second. Let me, Eric wants to come in here real quick.
Oh, can you
Eric,
hear
you're
me?
on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in the dark, but you and I obviously, have a connection when it comes to the paranormal world. Um, and God, when I experience crazy paranormal stuff, I sometimes get emotional, whether it's benevolent or malevolent. And like I said, I'm at a small gathering for it's just for the show I'm on that just came out last week. And I was in the kitchen and there was just three of us, me and two other people, and something tugged at the back of my shirt. And I went into the living room. I apologize. I didn't know I was going back on. That's why it was noisy. They just put a movie back on. Um, but I was sitting in a recliner and two people were sitting on a couch. And, I don't make stuff up about this kind of thing, but we heard, all three of us, and I mean, if you want, I could have them validate it, and they don't know I'm talking outside, so they don't know what I'm talking about. But all three of us heard the same little girl's voice that was coming through the spirit box. We heard it disembodied in the living room. And I'm not sure if he's a producer or what he is, but he knows about sound equipment and all that. And he said that, I think that came from I don't know. There's like a big projection system. It's almost like a big screen. And he says, I think that came from the recorder. There's like a DVR and a VCR and a reel and everything you can imagine to play movies and TV. Um, but me and my friend looked at each other and were like, that did not come from there. And then he looked and he realized, yeah, that did not come from there. And then all three of us realized, because I was showing them the show, they realized that it was the same little girl's voice that was coming through your spirit box. And it wasn't creepy or scary, anything. It just kind of surprised us. It was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to you, I think something was trying to manifest in the mirror. Uh, I just did. I mean, it was a real seance, but it was for like an immersive haunt, and I was using a candle and all that. Um, but with the mirror and the candle, even the way the lighting is, it should not have been changing from pink to purple to, green and rotating like that. I mean, it could make a reflection of flickering. And yes, light reflects all colors of the rainbow. But the way it looked to me was not normal. And like I wrote to you in private chat, I was seeing something. It looked like I don't want to say elderly, but it looked like an older female trying to manifest in the mirror.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, um, earlier, before I even started, well, when I was running into some issues with the software, um, that I could have swore I saw something in the mirror before I started up, and I was like trying to debunk it, trying to figure out where it was coming from, and it looked like there was a person in the mirror, and I thought it might have been my reflection, but as you see, the mirror's tilted away from me, so there's no way it could have been my face or anything. But it was somebody's face in the mirror. It was really weird. It looked like a
Yeah,
gal's face. Um, before then,
I saw the same. Uh, yeah, I saw the same looking mist that Josh and I saw when we were at Ojai, where Charman is, Old Creek Bridge, I believe it's called. When we both saw like a mist form, and then we saw the disembodied head of the boy in the bushes. It was the same kind of mist look.
wow,
And I think I'm starting to learn that a lot of times when something manifests, you'll see like this. It's just like with an EVP, you could tell, like a dry EVP, not on a spirit box, but on an EVP,
hmm,
it has like that kind of well sound, like it's a voice coming from a well.
right, right,
Um, a lot of times when you see, and you and I have seen, the Hat Man walk right through a hotel room in Buffalo and seen some other crazy stuff. But a lot of times when something manifests, I've learned you'll see like the specific mist or wispy cloud almost start to form.
wow. No, it was crazy. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's just funny. I mean, I don't know if it just has any relevance. And that's kind of why I wanted to do these sessions. I know it's not 3 a.m. here on the West Coast, but and I don't want to do them at 3 a.m. on the West Coast and it be 6 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. That's kind of why I kind of just picked a happy medium, but I wanted it 3 a.m. somewhere in the U.S. So I just figured, you know what, let's do midnight and there'll be 3 a.m. on the East Coast.
Well,
Uh,
now it's perfect because, it's only, well, on the West Coast, it's, just about an hour after Halloween,
right.
Samhain and Day of the Dead. So it's
Yep.
when they're all merging. So it's a perfect time.
No, exactly. And maybe, tonight's session had something to do with that, with the veil being so thin. I don't know. And it's
Yeah, it's
funny.
going to get even thinner December 21st, I believe it is when the winter solstice comes.
Yeah. Um, so I might do one on the winter solstice also, even if it doesn't fall on a Saturday. But no, it's just tonight's session was really crazy. And the thing is I've done so many investigations on during a full moon, and during the full moon, it seems like I get nothing, nothing. Even doing a box session, nothing. So just tonight was really strange. And I think that's why I was at a loss and a little quiet at times. Um, there was just a lot going on in the environment around me. So if I got a little quiet during the sessions, I totally, apologize for that. But it's just hard for when I'm the only one here doing a session by myself and there's other things happening around me. So yeah, it's just crazy. So,
Yeah,
you know,
you always said, the best time for paranormal activity usually is 2 days before full moon
yep.
and 2 days after a full moon. I believe today, if I'm not mistaken, actually is the day of the blood moon. I think it is today, or
The
some
blue
kind of special moon,
the blue moon.
blue moon, blue moon. Not the beer, but the moon itself.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, I mean, I could try another box session, but uh, I don't know.
I think I'm gonna get off because
All right.
the person whose house I'm at, I mean, they're into the paranormal, but if things start getting
Too
crazy,
crazy.
getting my shirt tugged and hearing
Yeah.
the same girl's voice,
Right.
uh, after eating about 5 of those spicy wings in a row that are hotter than Carolina Reapers, I don't know if they're prepared for that right now.
Right. All
So,
right. Well, you have a good night, but I'll see if anybody wants to continue
all right,
talking,
all right.
whatever.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
a good night.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
All right.
Bye. No, it was no, thank you all for joining in. Sorry, I'm just still a little I don't know. This normally doesn't bother me at all. Um, but it just tonight was just a little intense. Yeah. And it was the first time I've used both of these boxes. This one box, the first box that we did with the Echo, actually both boxes were pretty amazing. We got some crazy responses. It was it was a good show. Um, yeah, there was some really good responses too. I'm really excited about that. Um, let me see. Just reading everybody's comments, and thank you for all the comments. I mean, just thank you everybody for being so supportive. Um, Ca- Carol, I mean, I kind of do want to keep on going, but part of me doesn't. I mean, um, I don't know. Um, I really want to find out more information about the little girl. Honestly, um, I think that's something that I need to dig into this week. Um, because right now I'm not working because of COVID, so I do have a lot of time on my hands. So maybe that's going to be my project, and we'll continue that on next week's show. We'll see if we can get any more answers. Maybe I'm sure that will go longer. I just think um, I was just caught off guard. I think tonight I didn't know what to really prep for. So yes, I protected myself, but um, I don't know if I was really thinking that we're going to have this much success tonight. Um, but I mean, if this happens next week, I know what I'm in for. So um, I think I'll be a little bit better prepped. Um, but no, it was fun. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Carol. It sucks, but you know what? Things will turn out. Wrong comment. So things can only get better. Um, let's hope. I know that this has been a crazy year for everybody. Um, here's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was only the little girl. There was a couple of things that came in that were really clear. Couple of responses. Sorry, I should look straight at the camera, but I like interacting with everybody, so I'm sorry if I'm not staring into the camera. Um, but I hate being on camera anyway. So it just took a lot for me to even get into this, um but really like having conversations with everybody, so um and I'm just reading everybody's comments and things. But you know, I don't know. The little girls come through so clear on so many different occasions. There was a lady that came through. Her name was Anna. Um, do you guys want to see that session? I could share that with you guys if you guys wouldn't mind. I can pull up a website. I could share my screen, and we could all watch that together, and then we could talk about it if that's what you guys would like to do. Um, you know, I just don't feel like I said, I don't know if I want to get into another conversation because I don't know what rabbit hole that will lead us down. Um, all right, so let me pull something up here. I'm just going out to my page, my YouTube channel. Just bear with me for a second. All right, this is really weird. There is no wind outside right now, and I'm hearing footsteps. Um, coming from the walkway just on the other side of the wall. And the property that I live on, there's no neighbors around, so I'd hear a car or something coming through, but they're very faint, and they just went away. Hold on. Why is this doing this? This thing's like freaking out on me right now. All right, here we go.
Anna.
All right, I'm trying to pull it up now. Let's see, how can I do this? Bear with me, I'm almost there. All right, so here it is. Just rewinding it. All right, so you guys ready? Yeah, no, my door is locked. So let me go ahead and roll it. All right, let me figure this out. Hold on 1 second.
Fire in the mirror.
Sorry, I didn't know that you guys weren't hearing the sound. Yeah, there was sound. Hearing the sound. Yeah, there was sound. Let me try to figure out what's happening here. Let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Not that one. Sorry about that. That I built. Are you hearing are you hearing me now? All right, so today I'm going to do a box session using the new box that I built. So I have candle burning. So I'm using the box acrylic front panel. Do you guys hear as the audio now? Mirror. So I'm going to try to communicate with something. Okay. That might be here. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Last night and today, the house was pretty active. Oops. So I just wanted to see if I could communicate with whoever's here, and gonna try to do a little box session, see what happens. So let me go ahead and turn the box on. We turn on the radio. Adjust the speed. So I have it set to we're only going to hear responses from the box while it's scanning. Is there anybody here that would like to communicate with us? So the house has been pretty active. Can you tell us who is here? I know that there's 3 spirits here, but who is here today? Last night. Can you give me a name? Sound like Steve.
Anna?
Was that Anna? Anna, how can we help you? Is there anything we could help you with? Is there anything you want to say?
Look closer.
Look closer at what? What are you referring to? What are you looking for?
Mirror.
Mirror? Which mirror are you referring to? There's a few mirrors. Are you referring to a mirror here?
Fire in the mirror.
The fire in the mirror. So you're talking about on the box. If that's what it is, on the blow out the candle? Do you still see the fire?
Gone.
So the fire's gone. Holy crap, this is weird. I'm a little like, what was that? Anna, are you still here with us? I'm going to relight this candle. Anna, are you still here? There's also a Steve that said their name earlier. Steve, are you here too? shit. What was that? Can you repeat what you just said, please? It's getting really heavy in here. Just having a little bit of hard time understanding what they might have said. So I might have to go back through and see if I can hear it when I edit this video. Is anybody here still with us? It's like gotten really light. It's like nothing's here now. But it was really heavy earlier. Almost sound like the same voice. Are you still here with me? It's just like that. There are no more responses. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody else here that would like to communicate? Okay, I'm going to end this session. I'm going to end it in 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks for communicating with us. I'll try again later. All right, so yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think? Yeah, it was a pretty crazy session that day. Like I said, this place is always kind of like that. It's I wish I would always have a camera ready. A lot of times, like with my setup, I have they basically just plug into an outlet. So a lot of times my batteries aren't charged in the camera. So anyway, but yeah, I try to grab a box and a recorder, or at least even my phone, and just start recording. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I kind of really don't like using that other box. I mean, that box was I built for somebody. It did have a lot of reverb, but that's what the customer wanted. So um, he wanted a black mirror. I started making those black mirrors, and seems like everybody wanted them, and a lot of people started selling them after I kind of posted them up there. Um, a really good friend of mine who um, is a witch, I guess. Um, she kind of turned me on to a Black Mirror. She was kind of doing some scrying, and um, I was really impressed with her results. So that's what got me to build one. Um, so basically, when you saw the candle in the mirror, in the black mirror, um, that's basically what you want to do. Is you want to have light, some type of natural light. That's why candles used. So when you're doing scrolling, um, basically you're kind of communicating. It's a type of mirror that you're going to use for communication. So you want natural light shining in that mirror, and a lot of times somebody will present themselves to you and show themselves to you in the mirror. Um, but yeah, it's kind of cool. No, I agree. I mean, um, somebody's talking about reverb. Yeah, reverb is cool, but sometimes it's a little too much. Like somebody else said before. Um, oh, no problem. Is there any other questions? I mean, if you guys can, here, let me share this with you. So if you want, I have a lot of videos up on my channel. Um, feel free to go on there, watch the videos, and if you want, please subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And also, once I do hit, so if you're interested, um, once I do hit 1,000 users, I will be giving away a radio, one of my boxes that I build. So if you go on to my YouTube channel, just hit subscribe and the notification bell, and that will give you notification whenever I post new videos. And subscribing will help me tremendously. Um, No, I mean, I do spirit boxes, I do EVP sessions, I do scrying sessions. I don't post up any scrying sessions that I've done. Maybe I should. Maybe that's something else that we can do down the line is maybe we can do a scrying session and EVP session at the same time. That's something else that we can try. I'm always open for suggestions. So, I want to make this show about you guys. It's not about me. I just want to get some information out there, share some experiences, um, you know, kind of do this in fun and see what we can find out. I mean, right now, it looks like the thing is um, we need to figure out who that little girl is and how she passed. Maybe we can help her move on, but yeah, it's pretty sad that there's something else keeping her from communicating with us. And like I said, I still haven't received a name. I've made contact with her on several occasions. The only name that I've gotten was Anna, and that name is relevant because that is the old owner of the property next door. So that's funny how she revealed herself, but the little girl hasn't. And the male, I know who that is. His name's Jerry. Um, but the little girl's the only one that I haven't been able to figure out yet. Yes, Izzy, it is the same little girl. She's always here. And I think, Susie, you've heard me talk about her quite often. Um, so I've lived here for 4 years now, and I've heard her, I think, the second week I was here. And right now it's smelling cigarette smoke really bad. I don't smoke. Nobody, on the property smokes. Nobody in the household smokes. The only one that smoked was Jerry, who was old, was the landlord's husband. He did smoke both the pipe and cigarettes. And right now I'm smelling cigarettes really bad. So it is affecting me a little bit. Cigarette smoke bothers me quite a bit. So when he is around, when his presence is around, I do smell the cigarette smoke. And then sometimes I'll see his shadows or hear his footsteps, and maybe that's who was walking around outside. Like I said earlier, I heard somebody walking. That's probably him because now I'm smelling the cigarette smoke. So no, Brian, I totally agree. I'm trying to get her, give her as much attention as I can, telling her, just showing her that I do care about her. I try to, when I do make contact with her, I do tell her that she can come to me and talk to me, and I'm here to help her. So, that's just something that I do. And I always open myself up to helping spirits move on or um, be their voice. And a lot of people that I've investigated with and things like that, they don't like when I do that because they feel like I'm opening up to let something in. But I've been doing this for many, many, many years, and yes, I've been attacked a couple of times, but that didn't bother me. It was like, yeah, whatever. So you know, um, I've never been hurt. Been bruised up a couple of times, but that doesn't stop me. And they know that I'm not afraid. I just get back up and dust myself off and just keep on going. So no, exactly. Yeah, no. Somebody asked if he's friendly. Um, yeah, he's friendly. I mean, he knows who I am. I made myself known to him. Um, so he knows he doesn't like anybody messing with the property. So um, the landlord still comes through and does a lot of the maintenance on the yard and things like that because that's what she liked to do, and that was his thing. So I don't touch it. Let her do it. Because if I start doing it, yeah, I think it's gonna kind of I'm stepping over my boundary. So I just let her deal with it and just help her take out the garbage, whatever. But as far as the yard work and things like that, that was the agreement. I don't touch it. So I don't know who she is. Somebody asked about Laughing Noon. What video was that? Was it a spirit? Was it a person that was around me? I don't know. No, that's very true. A lot of times when you do go to a haunted location, I mean, that's what you'll smell. You smell tobacco, or you might smell perfume. Um, I use those both for trigger objects a lot when I do go to locations, especially if it's, if that was in the time period. I try to use any trigger objects that were going to be from that time period. So um, if I go somewhere that's, newer, I try to get something, that's, newer, if it's from the 80s, 90s, whatever. Okay, yeah, I don't know who that was. I hear that constantly. I hear a woman laughing. Like I said, there's a lot of weird things that happen when I do spirit box sessions. Um, Females, males, whatever. Um, but it's always the same spirits. I could go, somewhere and the same voice will come through. So I just think we were just having this conversation. Sometimes you get in tune with the spirit box, and only that person, whoever owns the box, is in tune with that box. You hand the box to somebody else, you lend it to them, they don't get any responses. You get the box back and you turn it on, and immediately start getting responses, and they just get upset. It didn't do that for me, and I was like, well, you just get in tune with that. So it's just like anything else. Just like you drive in a car, you get used to your car. So you let somebody else drive in, and they don't really like the way your car drives, or they just complain about certain things. But anyway, that's a good question. Actually, I do have a funny story. One of my good friends passed, and I was beating myself up because him and I were supposed to um, go out to do an investigation one day, and he was, asking me, and I said, you know what, let's go next weekend. And something came up, and I just didn't have that really the heart to tell him. I mean, I just wasn't feeling it. I was kind of at a point in the field where I needed a break. Um, but I really didn't have the heart to tell him. And sorry, I'm just getting a little touch. But anyway, so I didn't go with him on the investigation. The next morning, I get a phone call from his wife telling me that he just passed. And I was beating myself up. Um, I just couldn't let him go. So that whole week, it was just bothering me. Her and I were, his wife and I were talking, and I just said, she said, Rob, you just need to let him go. And I said, well, I just feel like, I could have been there for him, this and that. And anyway, I was building a box, and I was letting the box run, and clear as day, he was the only one that would call me Robbie. So I was sitting there letting the box run, and actually, so I was texting his wife at the time when I was letting the box run, and clear as day, he said, Robbie, I'm okay. And I just kind of was surprised on what just came through. And I said, Jerry, was that you? And he said, yep. And then that was it. It was gone. Um, so I texted his wife, oh my God, you'll never believe what happened. I need to call you. And I called her up and I told her what happened. And she said, I told you he'll let you know when he's okay. And you got to stop beating yourself up. So yeah, that was my confirmation of, all right, I need to let go. Mm. All right, so there's no more questions coming through. I was just reading back some of the responses. You guys are just awesome. And thank you. No, that's awesome, Jen. No, I totally agree. Holly, you're welcome. No, I do share. I'm a very open person. If you get to know me, you know, I'm an open book. I've been through so much, um, and I think that that's why I enjoy talking to people. Um, Believe it or not, I mean, I was super shy, and I think that that's why still I don't like being in front of the camera. But um, and I do fidget and stuff when I'm on camera. Um, but I'm trying. Um, but you know, I just try to open up to everybody, and like I said, I'm an open book. So if you have any questions or anything, you know, feel free to ask, and I will tell a lot of personal stories to people that I really don't know very well. But that's just me trying to open up to somebody, and that's who I am. I'm caring about everybody. Just don't stab me in my back, because once you do, then I will never get over that. And I guess I kind of hold a grudge, and I just feel like there's no place for I'm always looking for people that are positive, and if anybody's going to be negative, I just try to steer away from those people. So, um, that's a great question, Carol. I think everybody has their own beliefs. Um, so, like with me, I just surround myself with positivity, um, surround myself with white light, and then go on with doing what I do. I've handled a lot of demonic cases. Um, One was just crazy. And I do have footage of an actual possession. So somebody got possessed twice during a night. Um, yeah, so that's just that was a crazy experience, and I do have that possession on, like I said, on video. Um, and when I do show people, I mean, I've showed a couple of producers that clip, and they wanted to have nothing to do with it, because they were looking for a scary type of case, and they wanted to do a piece on it, and they said that's too over the top. It was too. Said they felt it was too crossing the line of religion more than paranormal. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna. This type of show will be on every week. I'm scheduling it for every Saturday at midnight Pacific time. So I'm going to do the same thing every week. I'm going to start by doing like an intro, kind of like what I did. We'll do an intro. I will, after the intro song plays, I will do kind of like a little story. After the story is over, we'll go into just what what we're going to do, what type of sessions we're going to do, and then we'll just kind of do what we did this week or today. Yeah, positivity and love is always the key. Yep. Like I said, um, yeah, I love this, Brian, because this is my motto. So, like I said, I mean, I've been to some really crazy places where there was something evil there. It did not like me. I think it just saw the living person that I was attacked me, and I just kind of laughed it off and just said, I said, you can try to attack me, but I'm not going anywhere. And I'm here to help out these people. And it left me alone. It moved on to somebody else. And I just said, you know, I stood up to it, did not back down. And I think that that's what they do is it's like any other type of bully. They pick on the weak, whoever that they feel that they can take advantage of. So, Sharon, where are you located? Now you guys are have some great little some great comments here. Nice. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you were able to join us today. No, exactly, Brian. I mean, like kind of what we were saying earlier. I mean, it's kind of sad on where COVID has put us, and you could kind of tell on who's, I guess, who's who, and who comes out to help others and stand up for others. It's just kind of funny how I don't want to get into it, but um, I feel sorry for a lot of people out there. Yes, I'm in the same boat as a lot of other people, but I think I'm in a little more, I guess, better position than others. And I've helped out others too. So I just feel sorry for everybody else out there that's been affected and all the people that have passed. Thank you, Jess, for the kind words. You know, if there's any other type of videos or any other type of shows that you would like me to do, I'm also doing another show on Wednesdays. It's going to be more of an interview type of show, where I'm going to have guests on, one or two guests, and do kind of a Q&A, kind of get other people's stories on, what got them into the paranormal, any other experiences that they had, and things like that. And then I will kind of share some of my information with them, um, and then kind of do a Q&A session, after after the interview. So I enjoy doing these type of shows. Like I said, even though I hate being in front of the camera and I hate staring in the front into the camera, but it's all good. I know we've carried on a little way past the hour that I was going to be on, but it's been a lot of fun, even though things got a little crazy. Awesome. Great to hear there, Carly. So yeah, just turn on your notifications and so, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Um, when I do have another show coming up, because I will be scheduling them on there, so you'll get an auto notification once we go live. No, that's a great comment, Brian. Let me see if I can share it. I know it might get cut off. No, that's exactly right. You know, I've gone through some really hard times in my life, but some of the things that I do go through, I wouldn't wish upon anybody, but that just made me a more loving and caring person. You would think that it would have done the opposite to them, but no, it made me stronger and more loving, and that's why I care about people so much. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night and thank everybody for watching. And everybody be safe out there. And thanks for watching.